Hi everybody, good morning again. It's Miss Kendra. So let's quickly start with the calendar, okay? What's the month here? It is June, and today is Thursday, and the date is 4, right? And in 2020, so it is June Thursday the 4th in 2020. It is Thursday. I want to see if my friends can sing the 7 days of the week song extra fast. Are you ready? Let's see if we can do it. You got your fingers out? 7 fingers? Ready? Quickly. There are 7 days. There are 7 days. There are 7 days in a week. There are 7 days. There are 7 days. There are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh, that was nice and quick, right? Let's do our month song. See if we can do that one fast too, okay? There are 12 months. There are 12 months. There are 12 months in a year. There are 12 months, there are 12 months, there are 12 months in a year. January, February, March and April, May, June, July and August, September, October, November and December. These are the months of the year. Fill them with joy and with cheer. The months of the year. Super, super, super. Let's go do some language. Thanks. Okay, does everybody have a pencil in your worksheets? That's good news, me too. All right, let's write our name up top. I am Miss Kendra. Okay, let's read these directions here. Read the words in the box. Write a word to finish each sentence. All right, we need to make these sentences make sense. Let's read all these words here. The first word is you. Then like. You know this one? Are. For. Good. Next one. Down. And last one is No. Do, right? Do. So let's start with number 1. Min and Tim playing in the sand. What are they doing? Min and Tim are playing in the sand? Min and Tim do playing in the sand? What word makes sense here? R? Let's test it. Let's write our R in there. A, R, E. Min and Tim are playing in the sand. Though that makes sense. Let's cross out our R. We already used that one. Number 2. Min says, "What did I something with my ring?" Sounds like she lost her ring. Let's test this one. Min says, "What did you with my ring?" That doesn't work. What did I like with my ring? Do you remember the words? Which word makes sense? Min says, "What did I do with my ring?" Does that make sense? Oh yeah. Let's write that in. D. O. Do. Min says, "What did I do with my ring?" I like that. That works. Let's do one more on this page, okay? I will help look it, says Tim. I will help. Min lost her ring. I will help look like it. Is he going to help look like it? Or is he going to help, forgot to cross out, look down it? I will help look for it, Tim says. Does that make sense? I will help look for it. For. F-O-R. F-O-R. Okay, let's finish these ones later. Let's turn the page, see what we got on this side. You guys, this is a fun one today. Look at that. I am happy about this. Write the letter to finish each word, then print the words on the lines. This looks like a crossword. Did your mom and dad have crosswords like this? Now let's see if we can figure out what letters are missing here. So these are our words that we should find in our crossword. Down, are, for, do, like, and you. And all of these looks like they're missing one letter. So we're going to write the letter to finish each word, and then we're going to print those on the line. So what letter is missing here in these words? D, un. And what letters are missing here? Does a work? Da? D-A, da? That's not what we're looking for. How about an O? Does that work? Do and down. We can cross down and do out. And what's the next thing we're going to do? We're going to write it on the line, right? What is the first word? What is number 1? Down. So we're going to write down on the line. And do we know number 2? Yep, do. All right, I'm going to let you guys finish these, and let's take a look at this last one. Put a check next to each word you can read. Okay, I'm going to let you guys do this one by yourself and try to get every check. If not, that's okay. Come back later and try again. Practice, practice, practice. Okay? Let's take a look at our reader. Do you guys have a piece of paper to cover your answers? I hope so. Let's find the page with our friend up top. Do you remember his name? Nip? Right? And let's see the first one. Is this a map? Are we looking at a map here? Yes or no? Absolutely not. No, we're not. This is nip. Nip, right? What letter are we missing? I. Good. And is Nip a cat? How about that? No, Nip is not a cat. Is da yes in Russian? So da is a word? That's pretty cool. My friend said da is a word in Russian, but we're focused on the English word, right? Very cool. I like that you know that. And let's look at number 2. Is this a map? Or is this Nip? Is this Nip? No. Is this a map? Yes. I see a map also. This map is tan. Map. What letter are we missing here? A. Awesome. Let's finish these ones later. Let's flip over your paper and look at some more questions. Let's jump all the way to this one. She looks like she's having lots of fun. Maybe she's going to go out in the sun. That's why she has her hats. right? Is that Anne? Do you remember Anne? Is that her? I believe so. Yes. Anne has hats. Or cats. What do you see here? Hats. We can circle hats. Good job, you guys. Let's jump all the way over to our penmanship, and then we're going to go take a look at some math. Okay, let's get our name up top. I am still Miss Kendra. Okay, let's find the darkest dot, and we're going to follow the dotted line. Okay, this one's going to start right in the middle here. I'm going to hold my pencil properly, go up around this, come back down around another loop, and out for the next letter. And our small l, lowercase l, we're going to start at the bottom line, up and around and out to the next letter. Okay, let's do another one. And then we'll try one all alone without the dots, and a small one. Okay. Let's try one over here together. L. Not bad. Okay. And a little L. Pretty cool. Okay. What was yesterday? Yesterday we did some R's. Was this the R? I could do better. I could do better. Let's see if I can connect my little L and my R. Mediocre, I know. That's okay. Let's see. I'm going to keep practicing. You guys keep practicing. And definitely don't you forget your book report. I want to hear all about it. And I love to see your pictures. Okay? So let's go over and take a look at our math. We're looking at even bigger numbers today. Okay? Come on over. So let's take 3 big breaths, and then we're going to get right into counting these big numbers, okay? One more. Okay, let's sit down, and I'm going to show you some counters that I brought today. Yesterday, I made my own counters. I made 10 dots, and I cut them up so I had my tens and my single units. Today, we're going to be talking about hundreds, okay? Big numbers sounds fun, okay? So let's look at I'm using my beads today. Let's look at our 10 bars and our units, and then I want to show you our hundreds, okay? So we have here our single unit, our 10 bar, and here is our hundreds. Square. And so each of these, well, goes up by multiples of 10. So this is 1, and this is 10, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 bars all together. How much does that equal? We're doing 100s, right? So each 100 is 10 10 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is the same as 10 10 bars. Okay? So let's see how we can let's practice our counting by 10 first. Okay, how much do we have here? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, and when we're counting our hundreds, it's going to sound quite similar. We're gonna go 100, 200, 300. What's next? 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. No, we don't say 1,000, right? We say 1,000. Okay, but we don't have to worry about that big number quite yet. Okay, so let's get all of our hundreds back together. And I was thinking, if we want to make our own hundreds at home, we can make 10 rows of 10 dots and cut them out on your paper and keep those all together. That can be your hundreds. Okie dokie. Okay, all finished with these 10s. Do you guys have your name on your paper? Are you ready to go? I think I need to put mine there. And today's date, we're all the way at the 4th, aren't we? Miss Kendra, 6/4/20. Okie dokie. So, in the first picture, this is showing us 10 tens is 100. And this is 100. Good. So let's read our directions. How many? Write the number. Okay, so each of these things we see is going to be worth 100. So how many do we see? 2. 2 hundreds. And that number looks like what? 2, 0, 0. 200. So let's count our hundreds here. How many do you see? 3. Awesome. So what is our number going to look like? A 3 and a 0, 0. Okay. You guys, I'm writing upside down. My sincerest apologies. 3. Not half an 8. 3. Okay. And let's jump all the way to the next page, okay? Big, big numbers. Let's count these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8. So we have 8 hundreds. What is our number going to look like? 8, 0, 0. Awesome. So the next one is what? What? Good. 9. That's right. Cool. And so our number is going to look like 900. Good job, you guys. Okay, so now I'm really excited to share with you some information about more landforms, the desert. Okay, come on over here. And I want to read something to you, and then I am going to ask you some questions. Are you ready for that? This is going to be all about a desert, okay? All deserts share a common factor. They are all super dry. Little rainfall falls in the desert, often less than 10 inches per year. 10 inches per year. Does that sound like a lot or a little? It sounds like a little. But compared to where we live, in the Bay Area here, in Fremont, in Danville, and Pleasanton, everywhere here, we get 38 inches per year. So we get a lot of rain. On the desert gets like almost no rain. And the desert, the rain that does come to the desert, it just comes really quickly in a big storm, and then it's gone again. Okay, so much of the water just runs off the soil and evaporates back into the air before it has a chance to soak into the ground and make the soil very nutrient. So it leaves no water for plants or animals, just a little bit. And another characteristic is that the deserts are super, super windy. And it's super, super sunny and windy at the same time. And so it can be very dry and very hot. And then it's like cold at night and almost no plants. Okay? So let me ask you what you remember about that, about some deserts. How much rain does a desert get? Less than how much? How many inches? 10, right? Good job. Okay, and is there much water for the plants and animals? No, right? No. So different animals live in the desert. Animals that live in the desert have special ways of coping and dealing with the lack of water and the big extreme temperatures and the shortage of food. So some animals in the desert come out only at night when it's cold, and they burrow deep into the surface. Pretty cool, right? And most of the animals in the desert are really small. Okay, so what deserts did you guys know? Did you guys remember to find some deserts? Do you have some deserts to tell me about? Do you remember any names? What's like a really, really, really big desert? The Sahara Desert, right? In Africa, the Sahara Desert? Yeah, good. Where is the Sahara Desert? Let's look at Africa. Africa has a huge, huge desert. But I learned it's not the biggest desert, but it's really big. It takes up most of the top of there. Can you guys say Sahara Desert? Sahara Desert, right? And this is a picture in the Sahara Desert. Do you see many trees? Or any plants? Or animal life? Not much, right? It doesn't really get big animals or enough rain for the animals to be happy and live there. But that's okay. Let's take a look at your worksheet. Do you guys have your coloring worksheet? Because I have my coloring pencils and my coloring worksheet, and I am ready to go. I want to share with you guys, first I'm going to write my name, and I'm going to tell you 4 things about a desert that we should know. Okay? 6, 4, 20. The air in a desert is super, super dry, right? And we know that that's 1, and we know that there's less than 10 inches of rain per year. So there's very little rain. We know, number 3, the temperatures in the daytime is very, very hot. And number 4, there's lots and lots and lots of wind. Okay, so because of that, our landforms in the desert look very different, right? It doesn't look like a river and a mountain, right? Mountains are like triangles. And these landforms are flat on top, right? So let's see here. What does a dune look like? Does a dune look like something familiar? Maybe it looks like a hill? Does a dune look like a hill? Yeah, right? A dune looks kind of like a hill. It's smooth, it's round, it's smaller, shorter than a mesa, but it's all sand, right? So that's what a dune looks like. So it's like a hill of sand, pretty much. But it has a different name because we're in the desert right now. And instead of mountains, what do we have here? This kind of looks like a mountain that got chopped off, huh? It's a mesa. Right? And this looks like a tiny little mountain that got chopped off. It's a butte. It's a butte. And we know this is all in the desert, right? And how does our landforms happen like this? Because it's so dry, my friends, so dry. And there's no water to make all of our dirt stick together and stay together. So we have all this wind blowing around our dry earth and our dry sand. And so it just blows away and ends up looking like this. Okay, so we have a mesa and the wind just and kind of carves out these shapes because the land is so arid. You guys, let's get some coloring ready. What colors are we going to use out here? Probably some browns and maybe a little yellow. We'll just throw in a little green because we're hopeful. Okay, so let's say the land is so arid. Did you hear me say that word? Arid? What is arid? So arid land is land that is so dry and it's too dry to help vegetation or to help the plants grow. Okay, so this land is so arid, it's hard for the plants to grow, it's hard for animals to find water, and it's very windy and dry. Let's color our butte first. So I'm going to give this color, I'm going to give this one a little bit of brown, but I'm also going to give it a little bit of yellow. I love it. Okay, and some plants in the desert, there's just a few that survive, right? They can be a little bit green, but they're probably not going to be super green, right? And do you guys see, what plants do you know are from the desert? Maybe a cactus? But do you see many cactus here? Not really, right? There's actually not too many cactuses out there. Just a few. And what about animals that live in the desert? Do you guys know animals that live in the desert? There are some, what? What? Rabbits? There's some rabbits. And how about a camel? You seen a camel in the desert? And how should we color our mesa? I'm thinking because our mesa, a butte is just a small mesa, we can do the same colors, like a brown and yellow. Totally realistic, you guys. Okay, and right, the sky is still blue, right? And maybe there's no clouds because it's just so sunny, and clouds means that there's like water in the air, you know? And there's not much water in the air, and there's not much rain in a desert. Most deserts are super, super, super hot and really, really, really dry. But I learned something really interesting, my friends. Did you know that there's a cold desert? There's something called polar deserts. I'm going to color my sand dune brown. And one really, really, really huge cold desert is Antarctica. And it seems like there's a lot of ice and water in Antarctica, but really there's almost, some places in Antarctica, there's almost no water. And it's really just a big, cold rock. Cool, right? But most of our deserts that we know are hot and dry. All right, let's shade the rest of our desert. We have like little sand dunes over here. And I want us to think about some animals that live in the desert. Maybe you can tell me later. And also think about what plants live in the desert. We are going to take a look at that tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow we're going to do some more hundreds counting. Maybe you guys can do lots of artwork. And, oh, we're done. Awesome. Good job, you guys. And tomorrow, let's get ready for tomorrow and make your 100 counters and your tens and your single units. Maybe they can be fun colors, sparkly, maybe, I don't know, okay? But let's do that to get ready for tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for helping anybody. And I see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.